Muny is short for Municipal Theater Association of St. Louis. The season of the Muny lasts from mid-June to mid-July. Also, the Muny is a nonprofit organization, meaning all the money earned goes to preserve and expand the Muny.
The Muny is an outdoor amphitheater located in Forest Park used to stage Broadway-style musicals like this production of Aladdin.
Because the Muny is located in Forest Park, which is funded by city and county taxes, this requires there to be free seating at the Muny. So of the approximate 11,000 seats in the Muny, 1,500 of them are given free for each show, given on a first-come, first-served basis.
There are 7 shows each season at the Muny. This season, 2014, the shows include Seussical the Musical,
Grease,
The Gershwins' Porgy and Bess,
Billy Elliot,
Tarzan,
The Addams Family,
and Hello Dolly.
When was the Muny built? It was sort of a work in progress, and actually it still is. But beginning in 1916, they wanted to do a show in St. Louis, an outdoor tribute to the 300th anniversary of Shakespeare's death. They were going to do As You Like It. They chose the site of today's Muny to produce that show, and a very crude wooden stage was laid down for that. And the Parks Department lent us some benches to put out in the audience where the audience is now. And so that was actually the very start of the Muny. In 1917, the World Advertising Federation met in St. Louis, and they decided to do the Grand Opera Aida, and that's when things started taking more shape. They poured cement down the hill where the seats are now, and they also built a more permanent stage for the performance. Huge success, and so not the next year, the following year in 1919 is when we incorporated, it really became the Muny, and that's when things started truly solidifying and becoming more refined and more like what the Muny looks like today. Back in 1916, again, when they were going to do As You Like It, a woman named Margaret Walsh Anglin, who was an oddity for those days, she was an actress and a producer, was called in to direct and produce the show. Then Mayor Keel and the Parks Commissioner, Nelson Cunliffe, were walking through Forest Park trying to find the site at which they could perform As You Like It. And the story says that they came to the Sylvan Glade where a natural amphitheater was formed in the bowl of a hill, and on one end of it was a flat platform that was flanked by 2 giant oaks like a proscenium stage. And I could just see Margaret Walsh Anglin walking center stage and saying, "This is it. This is where we shall do our show." And they did, and that's where the Muny was born.
Go.
The last trees that they built the Muny around unfortunately fell down the last year, but they made the tree into a table in the conference room.
The Muny has seen many famous people over the years, as it provides an opportunity for many individuals to be discovered and start their Broadway or Hollywood careers.
Up until a few years ago, the most popular show at the Muni was an operetta called The Desert, but the one closest to it was Showboat. And in the past 10 years or so, we've produced that another 2 times, which means it has overtaken Desert Song in the number of times it has been performed here. As far as I know, there's only been one president who attended a performance here at the Muni, and that was Warren G. Harding. I believe it was right around 1919, and the show was, I believe, Princess Pat. It was either Princess Pat or Circus Princess, Pat Princess, or someplace. And he and Mrs. Harding were only supposed to stay to see one act, but they had so much fun with the show, so much they stayed for the whole thing.
And here's where all the magic happens. The actors and actresses train long hours here for their productions to make them perfect. Also, the auditions for the Muni productions are held in here.
After the cast has been determined for the different productions, the main actors and actresses for each production are given their own dressing rooms. The rest of the cast members share a large dressing room like this one. The sets used for the productions at the Muni are created back behind the stage only 10 days before the show. All the props used in Muni productions are stored below the stage until future use. All the parts to costumes wore at the Muni are stored here in the wardrobe room. Additionally, all the costumes are made out of town but are altered here to fit the cast members.
You can see every time they do a show, they repaint the floor. The Muni has the largest outdoor turntable and it is 48 feet wide.
Recently, the fans at the Muni have been replaced with whale fin technology. These fans are serrated like a whale's fin so that they move more air at a slower and quieter rate. This enables them to be on during shows.
I would say about 99.9% of the crew is local. The stagehands, the lighting technicians, the sound guys. Many times the heads of the crew are brought in from New York or LA or someplace else, but that would really only be one person overseeing 30. And the stagehands and the prop guys and everybody else, they are all local. And many of them are like second, third, fourth generation stagehands here at the Munis. Most of them. Dennis Reagan is the Muni's president and CEO. He has worked out here since he was a teenager, since he was in high school, and he's worked through the ranks. He knows every pipe and every electric conduit in this entire 11-acre footprint that the Muni has. And it's basically he who looks around and says, oh, this is looking shabby. Oh, we need to worry about this, that, or the other thing. We haven't reseated the theater in 30 years. It's pretty much his eye and his call that determines what needs to be done and what can be done. And I would say it's Denny.
The Upper Plaza, also known as the Liechtenstein Plaza, renovation was completed in 2004 by SMT Design and costed approximately $900,000. It is located at the backside of the theater. Colonnades were added to separate the parking lot from the plaza itself. The plaza also is surrounded with trees, shrubs, and perennials, which are selected to reach full bloom during the show season. At the same time the upper plaza was being renovated, a new lighting booth was added to the theater. In 1998, the renovation of the stage and backstage area was completed. An additional $3 million was spent on improvements such as a new concession stand and bathrooms.
You say what makes the Muny different from other outdoor theaters. I think that the Muny is different from almost any theater, outdoor or indoor. Part of it is the size. We have 10,700 seats, and we have 11-acre footprint, which makes us the largest outdoor theater in the country. And we also have been in continuous operation in the same place since we incorporated in 1919, which actually makes us the oldest theater of any kind in the country. There's a theater in Pennsylvania called the Walnut Street Theater, who has been around longer, but they closed down for several years during the Depression, so they weren't in continuous operation.